Good evening. Welcome to the evening edition of From Day One. The auditors, frauditors, Sov Cits, and Karens are all ready, rock, and loaded, to go ahead and help. And unfortunately, we're going to start with a little Chili de Castro this evening. He thinks everybody is following him.
Irving, viewer discretion is advised.
Are you following me?
No,
It seems like I went the way, you followed me, and then you came back around, and then you followed me again. Why are you following me?
there's no exit there.
Okay.
Making the same mistake that you
Okay. I didn't make a mistake. I was seeing if you were following me.
did.
That's what I was doing. It's okay. It's all right. My line of work, you just have to be careful what's going on around you. Nice try.
You don't work.
Take care.
And here's the thing, when you do a lot of cocaine or crystal meth, you're bound to get paranoid, and all of a sudden everybody's following you. So that's what's happening to Chili at the moment. Anyways, let's move on to the next clip.
It's just come time
Oh my god, is he actually going to try to teach the social contract? Oh god, this ought to be funny for a laugh.
where I have to explain this in a true educational fashion so that everybody can understand what the social contract means.
Even though I have a feeling you don't know what the social contract means, Chile, but I guess just because we want to laugh, proceed.
And what is the social contract? The social contract are the laws of that country.
Yep, that makes sense. To live in society, you need to abide by the laws, and if you don't, then there's punishment, which is fines or prison. But you don't believe in that. You just want to delete all the laws, which, by the way, is the stupidest name for a YouTube channel.
And you have to follow those laws of that country, or one of two things is very likely to happen to you. The first one is you're going to end up in a dungeon.
Oh, fuck you, really? Of course, he considers any type of correctional action, whether it be jail, go ahead and giving a warning, anything to be dungeon in his mind.
There's the first thing that happens if you don't follow the rule of law, whichever country you're in. Vietnam has a social contract. Russia has a social contract. Canada has a social contract.
Your
Every
brain
country
has a social
in the
contract.
world has a social contract.
So what's your point? It just proves that that's the best way to run society. If you don't have laws, then it would be mayhem. Have you ever seen The Purge? That's what would happen.
That if you don't adhere to that rule of law in the great state of California, you either go into the dungeon, or they kill you, or you don't have you live like a.
Yeah, I bet California is going to kill you. California doesn't look like the one that's going to be wrong. I am the law.
Like a bum. Okay? Where did it come from, and how come I'm a part of it even though I didn't sign up for it? So now, this is where we're going to get into the philosophies of America.
How much meth do you have to smoke to think that getting rid of all laws would be beneficial for anyone?
The answer? A whole shit ton of it.
This guy is completely whacked out of his mind.
Let me see. Come on, baby. There it is. Okie dokie.
Oh, that was good. His whiteboard, he didn't have it prepped up, so it just fell. Oh, that was good. That was good.
I guess it didn't work.
I guess it didn't, Chili de
It'll
Fucko.
stick out right there. It'll be that far away. Okay.
Fast forwarding. Yelling about Hobbes and the nature of man. Still yelling.
Okay.
Don't worry, you didn't miss anything. I'm trying to save you guys from, going insane.
So, now.
Trust me, you didn't miss much. It was a bunch of mumble jumble.
Yes,
but
it was.
If you are interested, I guess you could see it on his channel. But it's a bunch of nonsense. This guy is a failed actor, and I don't think you would learn anything listening to him.
Bunch of crap it was. Yeah.
So, now you understand. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay. So now, a couple things are going to happen here.
There it went again.
We're going to have two more huge Bellium Omnium Confida Omnis. Okay?
Okay, well, if you get a gallon of milk and your milk is spoiled and it kills your daughter, and this is going back to Al Capone, by the way, if you don't know the story, you can look it up yourself. Al Capone, rotten milk. Put that into your search engine, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And because there was no... So let me just write this down so you guys can look it up yourselves.
This whole thing with the whiteboard, it looks like he's having a manic episode. You really need to go get yourself checked. It would be for your greater good, because you're not making any sense whatsoever.
No, he isn't.
So when you get to Al Capone, right? And I'm pretty sure it was Al Capone. I think that was the correct gangster. So,
There were no laws. Okay?
so now what happens? Nobody's in charge. The lights are on, but nobody's home at the wheel. In the I think it was, I'm going to mess up the year. Was it 1962? Gosh dang it. I said, well, have you read Leviathan yet? Have you read Two Treaties of Government? Have you read The Social Contract? Have you read The Spirit of Laws? Have you read those books? You can listen to them on YouTube for free.
No, and I'm pretty sure you haven't read them either. You're just trying to pretend to be smart. Anyways, I'm getting a headache listening to this idiot.
Good, let me save you for a few seconds. He went ahead and had a yell about it. There's a rumor about the infamous American gangster campaigning for expiry dates to be clearly printed on milk bottles, allegedly due to one of his relatives becoming ill after drinking sour milk without realizing it had turned. Another theory linked to Capone's involvement with expiry dates is far less altruistic. That comes directly from the BBC. Okay. Back to the idiot.
So let's try to get to the conclusion of the story.
Yes, please, before I go insane.
I'm the captain now. Okay, so it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, and I have not had any food today. I worked out already today.
Oh, poor baby.
Yeah, this guy doesn't eat much because he's always tweaking on crystals. What else do you have to say, Chili, before we move on?
One nation under a groove.
The truth is, you are completely and utterly useless.
Yes, he
actually,
is.
Preachy, my hair dye's not. My hair's not dyed. There's no hair. There's no dye in my hair, brother. I do like to dye my hair from time to time, but there's currently no dye in my hair. This is el natural. Yeah, no, I keep on no myself. And the surf end of the trying on the surf no on the now lose not no you his mother eyes you have what I mean this all the list I mean the message is that how the shop readers name of the album I just get names out you sure this is it but I'm on the road I don't have any weed.
I'm sorry about that. I couldn't avoid it. His language just came up perfectly to make those modifications to Chili there. Sorry if you guys are starting to go, is he going crazy? Granted, he always is crazy. That's not an argument, but and say it just had a perfect place for me to throw that in.
Time. Off you go. See you later.
Well said, Simon. Delete Laws is a complete delusional idiot. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks
That's it for that one?
watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel.
Yes, it does. It always helps any channel, whether it be yours, mine, or anyone else's. Let's see, what else do we have for this rocking early evening? So let's see what else we got. Oh, police showing up to a frauditor's home. That ought to be good. Frauditor's home. That's right, his home. Guys, channel's called Music and Gaming. Okay. Let's see this moron in question. Bring me the moron.
Viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
How can I help you today, sir? No, you don't give me directives. Hey, what's your badge number and your name? Identify yourself first.
And see if you're recording me.
Good. I don't have to do anything. I haven't broken the law. I haven't broken the law, sir. Don't come here and start telling me what to do, okay?
I'm not trying to tell you.
What is the problem? What's the problem? You're at my doorstep.
Hold on.
For those who are unfamiliar with the creepy
Yes,
comedian,
please.
he's basically an idiot that harasses his neighbors, records them at all times, yells at them, and then when he gets confronted by the police, he says, "Oh no, I'm not doing anything wrong. I have multiple videos of them," just proving the police's point.
Creepy.
You're gonna record me. I'm gonna record you.
Well, good. That's good. You should have a body cam on, sir. Liz, I want you over here.
Poor Liz. Imagine being this guy's wife.
Liz.
That would be
I
terrible.
want to be creepy. Please help me be creepy, Liz.
What's this guy say he wants? Yeah, well, I asked him about what? And he's trying to give me directives.
Maybe because he's a cop and he's allowed to?
That's exactly why I would like to have the discussion over here, is because I just want to necessarily be in earshot of the person who may have complained about an incident from yesterday morning.
What's the incident?
Did you have words with the next door neighbor
I
yesterday?
didn't talk to anyone.
Okay.
I come out here, I smelled cigarette smoke, I said, stinks.
Okay.
That's it.
The thing is that the police officers are very familiar with this guy, and that lie is not going to go through unnoticed.
You say something about maybe the person deserves to be bitch slapped?
Ooh.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
Bitch slapping. That's what they're talking about.
I didn't say anything to anyone. I did not have a conversation with anybody.
And that's all I'm here for.
Okay, that's
I'm
it.
hearing Your side of the story.
That's
and
it.
That's simply it.
Yeah.
My understanding, okay.
You say you're an
there's
idiot.
Ongoing words exchanged and issues between you and the neighbor.
Yeah,
correct?
so they're going to call the police.
Yeah, and they have every right to.
Okay.
Okay.
So are their feelings hurt, or did they act? Is there a law being broken?
Well, continued unwanted communication with another individual or watching the activities of a person is actually a criminal offense called criminal harassment.
Interesting. So he's committing the crime of criminal harassment, not that he would know anything about that because he's a stupid frauditor that knows nothing about the law.
So I'm here today to warn you formally that the police department may pursue criminal harassment charges if the behavior continues.
Please
There's
do.
a continuous problem between you and the neighbor.
What law did I break, sir?
The criminal code.
You being a moron.
The
That's-
Criminal Code of Canada. And what exact charge?
Criminal harassment.
Criminal harassment. Okay, well, you charge me. We'll see you in court. My lawyer will be there.
Nobody's charging
Don't
you.
come here and threaten me with shit, okay?
I'm not threatening
As far
you.
as I'm concerned, get in your car and leave. You're dismissed. You are. You're now dismissed.
That doesn't work that way.
That's right.
Good, but that's your fair warning. If we have continued.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm not
Oh,
threatening.
don't say stuff like that.
I'm
Remember?
going to make you a promise that if we have continued problems between you and the neighbor, we may consider laying criminal harassment charges against.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Please
Go
do.
ahead. These people, are you talking about these people over here?
And here's the problem. This guy has a feud with all his neighbors, so he has no idea who made the complaint.
Is that who you're talking about? These people? Is it these people? These people? Who is it? Do I have a right to know my accusers?
No, you don't.
You know what? This asshole's kicked coffee cups here. He's carried on. I'm done with them too. So maybe it'll be harassment the other way around.
Absolutely, applies both ways.
Yeah, exactly. And she's sitting over there right now. She's a fucking idiot. Freedom of speech.
We could have that opinion.
Idiot. Phone the cops. She probably called the cops the other morning when I'm out here just stretching and doing calisthenics. Well, I watch it. I got you guys taped there too.
By the way, guys, this guy is next level creepy. We have another video on him where the police showed up at his house because he was following a woman and recording her. He is very
Creepy.
You guys are all a bunch of fucking idiots as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, you have a good day. Next time you come, bring some fucking papers to charge me. Okay? Don't ever come here unless you're going to charge me. You're not welcome. Have a good day. Be safe, and thank you for your service. And you'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, he will be on YouTube.
Yeah, we're putting him on
well
YouTube.
Respected for dealing with a maniac. Anyways, guys, I do know that this creepy Canadian hates freedom of speech because he filed false copyright strikes on us before.
So do you have a
What
bonus
we're
clip?
gonna do is pair his video with another fraud.
Yay! I like bonus
Here's
clips.
a hilarious clip of Whisk Boy harassing.
Whisk Boy! Yeah, let's go for him.
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for your service. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, the Third Amendment. What's the Third Amendment? I'm doing a paper on the Constitution. You guys know? Third Amendment?
He says he's doing a paper. Yeah, right. The only paper this guy knows is rolling paper.
I was going to say toilet paper, but rolling paper I'll live with.
Sir? Do you know the Third Amendment? No, you don't? What about the people that gave their blood, sweat, and tears for the Third Amendment? You don't know it?
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, it is. They dismissed
You a lobbyist, sir? Who are you? Are you a lobbyist, sir?
Hopefully
What's
she's
on
somebody
this
that
guy's
just
lanyard?
laid a smack of down on
Figure
you.
out who this guy is. Are you a lobbyist?
He's somebody who's going to kick your ass.
Why can't you identify yourself as a lobbyist now? Remember to ask your name.
It's none of your business who he is. He
Correct.
doesn't owe you any answers.
Are you a lobbyist?
How about you're the shut upist?
Aren't you proud of what you do for a living? Apparently not. You're about to take the walk of shame.
No, he's not.
I mean, when you really think about it, who's doing the real walk of shame here? The guy that has a real job that is not giving you the time of day, or you that's chasing after him like a lost puppy?
Puppy! Puppy! Oh.
For what? For what? Yeah. Can we see that, please? It's the First Amendment, sir. I know, I haven't been following you, sir. It's fine. It's legal. Yeah. Oh, I got it. Word. Squirmy little bitch.
Nope, you didn't get anything. He hid it very well from you.
Yes, he did.
Hey, man, I gotta go. I'll let you get your math on. What's the Third Amendment? To the Constitution, remember you took the oath, right? Do you recall?
Why did I take an oath?
Yeah. Do you remember the Third Amendment? Appreciate it. Name and badge number?
Do I have a badge number?
Name and badge number?
My name's right here.
Would you tell that to a judge if you're in front of a judge? You'd say it's right here. If you're standing in front of a judge? I'm actually higher than a judge. I'm your boss.
Oh, I love it when Jameson laughs with me. He's serious.
You serious?
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yes,
Jameson
thanks.
is.
What's your name and badge number? Would you tell that to autistic, neurodiverse people? You have such contempt for people that you just point to it. You can't. I thought you're supposed to protect with pride and serve with pride.
Yeah, but he can tell that you're a tweaker and you're obviously instigating, so he's not giving you the time of day. Just like the other guy before him, and just like the next person you're gonna encounter.
Oh, we got more idiots for him? Okay.
Are you not proud of your name? I mean, I wouldn't be proud if I were you. You don't even read the damn documents you took an oath to. You don't even know. People gave their lives for the Bill of Rights, and you oath-breaking loser didn't even read it. Name and badge number. I'm gonna give you one more chance. Name and badge number.
Right there.
How do you say your name?
You tell me how to say it.
What's your name?
What's your name?
I'm not answering questions.
You neither.
Okay, it's your policy to identify yourself. Capitol Police.
I am identified.
No, you're not. Right here is not an identification. What is your name and your badge number? Name and badge.
You don't need it.
Yes, I do. It's your policy to identify yourself.
Okay.
Call your supervisor. I want a supervisor. I want a supervisor.
Okay.
I want a supervisor. Call him right now. That's your policy too. Yes, I do. Yep, thanks.
All of this is absolutely pointless. You can
Of course it
clearly
is.
see the name tag. You can clearly see the badge number. And he doesn't even have to identify himself to you. He didn't make contact. You did, and for no reason.
There you go, sir.
You need this gentleman's name.
Yeah, his name right there is on the uniform. That's his correct name.
That's his correct name.
Yeah, absolutely. I've known him for a few years.
I need him to identify. There are people in the United States. I'm not sure if you're aware. One, it's your policy to identify yourself. Two, there are people that are neurodiverse, right? And by saying it's right here,
Okay.
that's also. I'm still speaking, sir. Thank you. It's also your duty to serve with pride. He's not telling me his name, and by saying it's right here, that's talking down to somebody, right? And that is not serving with pride. That's not even being bare minimum cordial. I just want this gentleman to state his name for the record here, and I'll be on my way.
I understand that. I mean, I can tell you his name is Scott Schneider. We've worked in this department for, 20 years.
Is there a special problem that he is not allowed to identify himself? Why is he not allowed to identify himself, but others must?
Because he doesn't want to, and he shouldn't have to. Not because a tweaker asked him for his name that he has to give it to him.
Tweaker.
But he's just choosing not to.
I'm just trying to understand I just trying to get the context of what got to this point. Because you appear to be agitated.
Yes, sir. Yes.
What got us here?
Well,
The fact that if he isn't agitated, he doesn't get Facebook and YouTube video views. That's what got you here.
An issue that got us to this point that if I could
No, there's no underlying issue. This is the issue. When I'm about to leave, right, and someone says it's right here, right, you would never do that to a judge, right? If you guys were out in front of a judge, you know that damn well. You would never say, if you were over there, to raise your arm, it's right here. It would never happen, right? This person is supposed to show every single person the same level of respect. You guys can go ahead and do the walk of shame. The same level of respect as everybody else, right? And not even just that level of respect, just not disdain, right?
Here's the thing. Respect is a two-way street. You just told these cops that they're doing the walk of shame, and you don't know them. They were super nice to you. They didn't say a single word. So respect needs to be earned.
Correct.
Your name and badge number, sir?
Mine?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Was that so difficult?
So we don't use bad numbers.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Alright guys, so before I let you go, I'm going to show you the chase of shame.
Hey, Rep, great job in there. Been kicking ass lately, man. Can I get a quick selfie? What's the best way to reach your office? Gonna get a smile with the mask down? No. You're playing it safe? I understand like 6 foot distance. What's the biggest thing you're working on this upcoming legislative session, sir? Sir? What's the #1 priority this legislative session? Sure. One more question for you. What do you think we should do with the ongoing military conflict in Yemen? Yemen, sir? What do you think we should do with Yemen? It's the First Amendment, sir. What, do I need to be part of a corporate? Let me get your business card, sir. Can I have a business card? What's your name, sir? Your name? Wow, you're a loser. You're gonna do the walk of shame like a loser.
No, he's doing the power walk of happiness to get away from you.
Hey, ma'am, how are you today?
Now this is where it's going to get creepy. He sees a pretty officer, so he goes up to her.
Oh, no.
Flirt, but instead he's asking Third Amendment questions, so it fails miserably.
Oh, God.
Good. Just a quick question. What's the Third Amendment? Yeah.
It's the amendment telling you to shut the
I'm trying
fuck
to do a
up.
report on this, and my Google's not working. Yeah, Third Amendment.
Yeah, she knows that bullshit.
Okay, I appreciate you being honest. You should go back and learn the Constitution in its context, the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers. A lot of what's going on now, people say, I'm just following orders, just following orders. Well, that's what the Nazis said after World War II, and they were killed. So don't let that happen.
Fuck
And learn the
you.
Constitution. Have a great day. What's your name? Thank you, Nicole. Have a great day.
Her name is Go Flying.
Hey, Rep, how are you? Thank you for your work, man. No, you're actually not good. You're a loser. With the stupid haircut. What's Third Amendment, stupid? You don't know it. You can hang around with lobbyists all day, but you don't know the oath you took, right?
Now, there's one thing I'm a little bit curious about. What is up with that noise he's making? Does this have to do with smoking too many crystals? I'm not too sure, but you guys can let me know in the comments, because it's really strange.
Yep, I thought so.
What's with that stupid face, sir?
What's with your stupid noise,
Why
sir?
can't you talk? You're ordering people around? You look like a broke-ass Jared Kushner.
There's that noise again.
How does it feel being a sellout? Corporate whore. A bitch. How does it feel? With your purse being a bitch. Do you like it? Yeah, you do. With your stupid-ass sellout haircut. You're a sellout.
And you're an idiot without a job.
And here's my question to you guys. Do you think Whiskboy even knew who that guy was? It seems like he hates everybody in the government equally. Why not give them a chance? Why not find out what they're doing and if they're doing a good job or they're corrupt? But no, you're just going to hate them all. Anyways,
Yes, he
guys,
is going to hate them all. He doesn't know any other way other than to hate them all. And then when he's done, he's going to hate them all some more. That's because that's what he is. He's a hater. He hates them all. And then hates them all some more. Then when he's done, he puts hating them all with a little extra hate them all on top. Wait, hold on, what? Wait. Chili con carne now wants to box somebody? I'm sorry, I'm getting live updates here in the studio as I'm taping this. It's like, wait, what? Hold on. Let's have this fight go through while I take a look. It's enough to make you go, hmm? Oh, sorry about the burp. There's that one. As we come up the back side here, there'll be 3 fights, and then of course to the boss to pick up with new guild mates. Alright, so we have Ziri, Nebula, and others. I've got a backup clip if I have to. I'm hoping that I can find rather quickly. That we can play. If not, then we will just go to that backup audio source. Problem when you try to do things, quote unquote, live. Oh, hold on. I think I might have found something. Make sure we do. Alrighty, as we have Rufus and the company. Oh, yes we do. Let's go right here. Bring the audio up. Along with Father Skeptic and a few others, some Sov Cits nonsense.
If you want to argue all that, you have to go to court for it. I'm saying that I wasn't.
And of course now the computer is wanting to fight me on download speeds. Why are we having this happen? Alright, let's try it one more time. So as it's locked and loaded. Or at least racked and loaded. And of course I'm clicking the play button on the racked clip and yeah, frick, nothing's happening. Well, in a moment, let's bring up the music that we normally don't have. Just so we do have something while we get it all fixed. And back to the fight. Only solely due to the fact that we have stuck too many times. Let's take the music back off. Let's try it. Due to getting snacked a couple times by Phobos there. Alright, I think we finally have the clip back locked and loaded. Let's try to go back to it now.
But I'm saying that you are. So I need your information, please. Why is it that I can't see proof? Because it's in my car and you're not getting in my car. I don't have.
Really? We had 5 seconds and now you want to go crazy again? Alrighty, while the fight loads, I'll re-rack one more time. Of course, I hope to have any of these things that are happening totally ironed out so we won't have any trouble during our Art Bell in the Overnight Part C. It'll come up later this evening.
But here we go.
Alright, so let's rack this up. Now that I have the system back up. Okay, you can hear them talking just about chilly for a few seconds before the clip in question plays. Again, Father Skeptic and company along.
Yeah, let's do it, man. We can get to 400. There we go. There we go, baby.
Is the server on the old on my old connections? Oh shit, it is. Hold on. That might be. Let me switch it. Let me switch the network connectivity for it.
Alright, here we go. Let me grab the taser video.
Here we go. Well, come on. I thought we had it. Do we? Why is this fight a lot harder than it normally is? Okay. Do we have it? Alright, I don't think we're going to, so we'll go with something else instead. Damn it. Alright. Let's deal with some anti-mask Karens. Since we are going to go into that, of course, due to YouTube's rules, anything heard is not supposed to be expected as direct medical and legal advice. Please take a look at your own local law enforcement, medical professionals, CDC, WHO, or NHS as to what should be done in your local area regarding the still ongoing pandemic. With that being said, again, along with Father Skeptic, let's begin.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's YouTube Idiots video. In today's video, we're going to be covering a familiar face on this channel, Lenka Coloma, who many of you may remember as being the anti-mask Karen who was walking around and harassing essential workers, telling them that they'd be fined by her federal agency, the Freedom to Breathe Agency. Now, I said many times that when the mask mandates were lifted that these anti-mask Karens would find a new home. Many of them would become anti-vaccination Karens, many of them would become sovereign citizen Karens, and many of them would become both. This video is a prime example of when an anti-mask Karen becomes a full-blown sovereign citizen Karen. So let's begin.
Alright, let's rock. Rock, 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 rock. Here comes the more run.
So it was Friday morning on May 7th, around 10 o'clock, that I was peacefully exercising my constitutionally secured right to travel in my private automobile from place A to place B.
She's right. The Constitution does actually protect the right of the citizens to travel freely between the states. However, it does not protect the right of the citizens to be able to choose to use a motor vehicle when exercising their right to travel.
I was going for a meeting in the morning, and I was observing all the traffic lights, the speed limits, the stop signs.
Wait a minute, if you don't have to go ahead and pay attention to those, why are you doing so?
Which, by the way, is not the law.
See?
Wrong, Karen. Yeah, you have to follow speed limits, stop signs, stoplights, and all traffic laws, or you're going to get your dumb ass fined and eventually arrested.
But as society and as responsible and conscious American, of course I want to be safe, and I want to ensure that everyone around me is safe as well. So I'm very safe and good traveler.
It's just like a Karen to tell us that the only reason that she follows speed limits,
stop signs, and other traffic laws is so that she can show society how polite and respectful she can be.
I know how to drive my car, although this is a legal term, okay? But this is what we are kind of using. So anyway, I have a constitutionally secured right as an American state national to travel in my private automobile, and I don't need to be licensed because I'm not operating a car. I am not doing business, so I'm not in commerce.
So this not in commerce argument is straight out of the Softardian Citizens Field Manual. And basically it goes, because I'm not in interstate commerce, I don't need a commercial driver's license. Which is true for the most part. But then the Softards conveniently forget that there's a 10th Amendment out there that gives the states the rights and powers to govern themselves for anything that's not expressly covered by the Constitution. And the right to operate a motor vehicle on public roadways is not expressly covered in the Constitution.
Correct.
So you see, most people completely forgot, and they're not even aware that right to travel in our private automobiles is a secured right under the supreme law of
Secular drive?
the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment, your right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
What the fuck? The Fifth Amendment covers due process of law, not the right to travel. Karen,
you're an idiot.
So I was traveling peacefully in my private automobile, and out of nowhere I noticed a police car behind me, and he came really close, and then of course the red lights went on, and so I said, okay, well, I guess something must be wrong, so I pulled it aside.
Yeah, like you're breaking the law.
For the officer, he did not recognize. He did not recognize my private plate with my diplomatic immunity, which is the Z stamp on it.
You don't have diplomatic immunity, you fucktard.
Oh my goodness. One does not give oneself diplomatic immunity, Karen, even if you have a Z stamp.
Who I truly am. So I kind of, was aware of it. So that's why I pulled over and I stopped. But you see, the moment he actually put the red lights on, he created a false report of emergency, which is felony under the California Penal Code 148.3.
No, it ain't.
Because he created a false report of emergency.
No, he didn't.
No emergency. There was no one hurt. There was nothing happening. I was completely peacefully traveling without any damage, any loss, any injury. So I pulled the window down about 6 inches, and he came over, and I asked him, "Officer, what is the emergency?" And he told me, "You do not have a proper license plate on." And I explained to him, first of all, that he took an oath of office in performance of his duties, which is to uphold and defend the Constitution that secures my right. And one of those rights is my right to travel in my private automobile. And that's
wrong! You are wrong, Mrs. Dumbfuck McFuckerson. You were right in the first part. You were right as soon as you said your right to travel. Second, you said in your private automobile. That's where you fucked up. Unless you're going to tell me that the Founding Fathers in 1775 had the foreknowledge to know, hey, probably about 150 plus years after, we make this particular document, some guy's going to create a thing that's going to be called the horseless carriage or an automobile. We should go ahead and let Americans have the right to travel in a non-pot with impunity. If you're going to try to make that case for you, then I'll listen. Otherwise, shut up.
Exactly what I'm doing.
Yes, Karen, you do have the right to travel. But if you're going to be doing that in an automobile, then whoever's operating it better have a driver's license. Okay, so she's about to quote 3 cases that she believes supports right to travel, and I'm going to quickly tell you why they don't.
Thank you.
So, here are some court rulings. The use of the highways for the purpose of travel and transportation is not a mere privilege, but a common and fundamental right of which the public and the individual cannot be rightfully deprived. Travel is not a privilege that can be permitted at will with forced insurances, registrations, licensing, but a common and fundamental right of liberty granted by the Constitution. This is a ruling Chicago Motor Coach Company versus City of Chicago, 337, Volume 3.
Chicago Motor Coach Company versus the City of Chicago was a public works case, not a right to travel case.
So, strike one. Alright, so lie or make a lie face. What's your lie number 2?
Another court ruling. To be free to travel throughout the length and breadth of our land uninhibited by statutes, rules, or regulations which unreasonably burden or restrain this movement. U.S. Supreme Court ruling Shapiro versus Thompson.
Shapiro versus Thompson is kind of a rights to travel case, but it's more of a rights to welfare case. In Shapiro versus Thompson, they found that certain states were having minimum residency requirements of about 1 year before new residents could have access to public welfare programs. And the Supreme Courts found that that action by the states discouraged new residents from wanting to move there, thus violating their right to freely travel. But it had nothing to do with the rights to operate a motor vehicle on public roadways, Karen.
Let's do another one.
Let's not, but I know you're going to be stupid enough to do so. So go ahead, strike 3.
If the state does convert your rights into a privilege and issue a license and a fee for it, you can ignore the license and a fee and engage the right without impunity. Shuttlesworth versus...
I think you mean with impunity, not without impunity. But you're wrong anyway, but regardless. Skeptic, you want to let her have it?
Birmingham.
Come on, Karen. Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham is not a rights to travel case. It's a First Amendment case and a right to protest and assemble case.
And I can go on and on and on. I have a whole book of court rulings here to prove to you that traveling is our unalienable right secured to us under the Constitution.
The last thing I want in my life right now is to go through more court cases. Oh, wait. We have a Nate.
Yes, you do.
The lawyer and...
Hey, anytime we have a lawyer who gets introduced by Super Smash Brothers music, he's a good attorney. So let's go.
Today we're going to talk about this sovereign citizen madness. Yes, I'm a real attorney. And we are going to talk about why they get confused when it comes to the right to travel. Now, in the United States, there's a difference between having the right to travel and having the right to a specific mode of travel. You have the right to walk wherever you want, but you don't have a right to drive there, right? Because to drive, the state says, well, you need to have a driver's license, you need to have insurance, for the general welfare of the people in that state. So the law in the United States, all over the place, right, universal, understands that you have the fundamental right to travel. So this is where I come in. I found a case in which the court specifically talks about whether you have a fundamental right to drive versus a fundamental right to travel. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. So you're looking at the case Miller v. Reed. This is a Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals case. Just a little background. Miller is suing the state of California because Miller doesn't want to give his Social Security number for a license. And obviously you need a license to drive a car, so since Miller can't drive a car, he's saying that by the state not issuing him a driver's license, they are violating his fundamental right to travel under the U.S. Constitution. Now, he's also saying that there's a religious exemption here, but we really are focusing in on the right to travel. And let's see what the court says. Because just like in our case, where this woman is saying that she was driving her car and she didn't have license, she didn't have proper license plate, she didn't have a license, she didn't have anything, right? And she's driving her car and she has a right to drive her car because she says she's traveling. So let's see how this court handles that topic. Miller contends that the DMV violated his fundamental right to interstate travel by depriving him of the use of his primary means of travel, driving an automobile. Does this sound familiar? Miller provides no precedent supporting the contention that absent a lack of due process, denial of a driver's license is tantamount to a denial of a constitutional right. The Supreme Court recognized the fundamental right to interstate travel. Attorney General of New York versus Soto Lopez, you should look up that case. Burdens placed on travel generally, such as gasoline tax. Minor burdens impacting interstate travel, such as toll roads, do not constitute a violation of that right. So Miller does not allege that the primary objective of the California Vehicle Code is to impede interstate travel, or that section 1653.5's regulation of driver licensing treats interstate travelers differently than interstate travelers. Instead, because Miller cannot legally drive a car unless his driver's license is renewed, he argues that he has been deprived of an essential mode of transportation. And that's exactly what this woman is saying. She's saying that since she can't drive her car, this is an essential mode of transportation. Emphasizing the importance of automobiles in modern society, Miller contends that his right to interstate travel encompasses the fundamental right to drive a car. So here, the court has to deal with whether you have a fundamental right to drive a car. We have previously held that burdens on a single mode of transportation do not implicate the right of interstate travel. And they cite the case. A rich man can choose to drive a limousine. A poor man may have to walk. The poor man's lack of choice in the mode of travel may be unfortunate, but it is not unconstitutional. So this is for the proposition that the right to travel doesn't protect the mode of travel. So you don't have a right to fly a plane. You don't have a right to fly a helicopter. And you don't have a right to drive a car. The mode of travel, you don't have a right to, but you do have the right to travel. In another case, City of Houston versus the FAA, they quote, "At most, the air carrier's plaintiff argument reduces to the feeble claim that passengers have a constitutional right to the most convenient form of travel." This woman is saying she has a constitutional right to a car because it's more convenient for her. That notion, as any experienced traveler can attest, finds no support whatsoever in the Supreme Court's right to interstate travel jurisprudence or in the airline's own schedules. The court's being cheeky here. The Supreme Court of Rhode Island, in a case, put it this way. The plaintiff's argument that the right to operate a motor vehicle is fundamental because of its relation to the fundamental right of interstate travel is utterly frivolous. The plaintiff is not being prevented from traveling interstate by public transportation, by common carrier, or a motor vehicle driven by someone who is licensed to drive it. What is at issue here is not the right to travel interstate, but the right to operate a motor vehicle on the public highway. And we have no hesitation in holding that this right is not fundamental. At the end, the court says, in sum, Miller does not have the fundamental right to drive a motor vehicle, and the DMV did not unconscionably impede his right to interstate travel by denying him a driver's license. So at the end of the day, we have a case here that is incredibly on point. The second highest court in the federal circuit is stating you do not have a fundamental right to drive, but you do have a fundamental right to travel. And that this woman's incident in which she was arrested for not having license plates, driver's license, and insurance is 100% legitimate under both the Constitution of the United States, the laws of that state, and the jurisprudence of the court. That's how you drop it. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and back to my man, Team Skeptic.
Thanks, Nate. And all of you guys need to head over to Nate the Lawyer's and subscribe to his channel while you're there. Links will be in the description. So let's continue.
So let me continue what happened. So I pulled the window down about 6 inches and I tried to explain to this officer. I even gave to him my right to travel card, which had some of the court rulings and everything. Well, he didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, sure, Karen. I'm sure the officer was just absolutely pleased that you gave him your right to travel card instead of the driver's license that you're required to have and the one that he asked you for.
So he demanded that I produce a driver's license and insurance, at which I knew that he doesn't know the law. But what do you do with an officer, with a man standing right next to your car who has guns?
Just watch out for the guns. They'll get you.
Right? So now it became a moment of coercion and intimidation. And I told him, I said, well, it's actually in the back of my car because, the fact that I still keep it, just in case maybe I might to engage in commerce, maybe I like to do Ubering sometimes in the future.
Karen, do you not remember earlier in this very video where you said that following speed limits and stopping at stop signs is not a law? You do not need to be an Uber driver, Karen.
But it is not a contract, okay? Very important to remember, it is not a contract. So I told him that I can reach for it in the bag, to which he said, nope, you have to keep your hands on the wheel. Well, before you know, I was coerced that I have to step out of my car, out of my vehicle, out of the safety of my automobile. And I knew that I'm at danger.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I can't help but ask the question, how do you possibly survive the perils of the parking lot when you have to get out of the safety of your private automobile so that you can go inside the nearest Trader Joe's and ruin some manager's day?
By many other deputies, and I'm a peace-loving and, American. I don't want to fight, but I have no choice. So this was absolutely armed coercion and intimidation. So I had to step outside of the safety of my property. I was immediately handcuffed. I was put behind my car. I was barefoot. I couldn't even put my shoes on.
Yes, the idiot is driving barefoot. I'm sorry, that should automatically get you a fucking ass kicking to jail just for that.
Searched unlawfully, without a warrant, and then they kidnapped me and put me into the police car. And I was sitting there for an hour when they unlawfully searched my automobile without a warrant signed by a judge in a wet ink.
Well, I hate to break it to you, Karen, but when you do stupid shit like create your own diplomatic license plates and put them on your car and drive around, you put yourself in a position to have your car searched without the need for a search warrant signed by a judge. In red ink. What the fuck that means.
And then when I was released, the supervisors came and I talked to them. Everything they are doing, this is a deprivation of rights under color of law. Title 18, USC 242. And because it was now more than one officer there, now it's conspiracy of deprivation of rights under color of law. Title 18, USC 241.
It goes without saying that your right to travel freely between the states is suspended when you're detained, arrested, or incarcerated.
And this is high crimes. So I informed them of what's going on. I got my citation for all kinds of things, of producing false information and not having my license plate on, and it was just marked for misdemeanor, okay? But they were so wrong. They were so wrong, and they did wrong to me. So what I did, instead of, because as I said, I'm peace-loving American who knows her rights and who knows...
You don't know jack shit. All the way back from when we saw you as a flat card, talking about you knew that the earth was flat, to now you don't know shit. But proceed.
Our rights are secured to us by the supreme law of the land, which is the Constitution. And so what I did was I had no other choice but serve the officer with my declaration of truth.
Declaration of truth, and it looks like that wasn't served by, a court officer. Because I see the U.S. Postal Service return receipt label on top of your copy there.
Oh.
So now we get the pleasure of listening to her read off all the charges she intends on bringing up against this officer. And I'm just going to ring the dinger every time she says something stupid.
Then you better be ringing the dinger a lot.
What he got served was a perjury of oath,
Ding.
violation, due process,
Ding.
along with trespass
Ding.
upon my rights to be secure in my property.
Ding, ding, ding.
Trespass upon my rights to my private property.
Ding.
That he restrict my movement.
Ding.
Kidnap me.
Ding.
Hold me hostage.
Ding.
Imprison me, unlawfully imprison
Ding.
me in his police car, assaulted me, bothered
Ding.
me,
Ding.
tortured me by isolating me from others,
Ding.
sent other people acting under his order to trespass upon me on his behalf,
Ding. Thank you.
investigate me without lawful proof of probable cause
Ding.
on the suspect basis of unlawful conduct, conducted an invalid, unlawful investigation of me absent proper constitutionally compliant due process of law,
Ding.
as he is ordered, and all the other deputies were, that he subjected me of intimidation and coercion,
Ding.
along with all the
double
deputies,
ding.
that he intimidated me and coerced me under color of law,
Ding.
which opposes due process and other rights guaranteed to me in the constitutions, national and state, as was done to me by his and his deputies on the above referent Friday morning.
Ding, 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 ding.
He also and all the officers engaged in racketeering.
Ding.
Engaged in conspiracy.
Ding.
And despite his lack of constitutional authority, he committed all of those unconstitutional violations against me.
Ding, ding, ding.
And thereby perjured his oath, along with all the deputies that were present.
That should be more dings.
And he has 20 days to respond to it.
Yeah, okay, Karen. I would say I'd love to see what the officer's reaction is when he receives your bullshit paperwork, but I already know exactly how he's gonna react.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Ah shit! No! That is not happening right now! No! You clearly! Yo, this is the best thing ever!
And this is a lawful declaration, and it is a fraud if people of authority do not respond to it. It's acquiescence not to respond when there is duty to respond.
Let's also not forget the duty of the person who's suing the officer to properly serve him, because as it looks right now, it appears as if you tried to serve him, which you know you can't do, right? You can't serve the person you're trying to sue because it represents a conflict of interest. You have to get a third party that has no ties to the case whatsoever. And if you want to do it by certified mail like you're trying to do it, then you do realize that the officer has to agree in advance to make your life easier while you actively make his life harder. I'm going to chalk that up in the shit that never happened, Karen.
And I will be reporting more because now, we will see what the court does with that. If the case even goes on the docket with the court. Because now I have an admission from the officer that he did that without rebuttal, which is his confession.
Well, you heard it here first, all you criminal prosecutors out there. If you're trying a case and you need an easy confession, just give your declaration of truth under oath, send it off by certified mail, and if the defendant doesn't respond in 20 days, well, there's your confession.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave you there. Thank you, Father Skeptic, for the phone. Sorry we couldn't get the other good stuff up from you, but maybe we'll try it for another day. And with that, that's going to bring us to a close for Part B. Come on back for the overnight with Art Bell. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another, and of course, release the Krakens as we march along this evening and every evening here from day one. Have a great evening. Again, we'll see you next time in the overnight.